What's going on, guys? You're well here, and welcome to Confabulate, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. I'm your host, Joel Sanchez. Thank you so much for stopping by. And today, guys, we have Sarah Delgado here. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on my podcast. I really appreciate it.
Hi, thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
Thank you. Before we start, I did want to say something because we were scheduled to record a while ago, and I just want to say thank you for being patient, for working with me. I'm sure you know this feeling, but especially us young kids, we're so used to flipping a switch. When life is going to shit and we're just so stressed, we just flip the switch and we pretend like everything's okay. So I thought I was going to be able to do that because I'm such a pro at it, but something personal happened and then I had to move out. And so I actually do not enjoy canceling or rescheduling on people, whether I don't care what it is, especially with a podcast. So I had to cancel 3 interviews and you were one of them. And I felt really bad about it, but I'm happy that almost a month we're finally doing this. So thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, no problem. It was all good when you sent the message that you wanted to cancel. I was so tired. I was finishing with practice. I'm I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it to this interview that I have with Joel. And then you just sent me that message. I was oh, I feel bad for what he's going through, but also I'm okay, I could take a nap. I'm kind of tired.
So maybe it was meant to be.
Yeah.
I think the first thing I want to ask you is about school, because I know we graduated high school, and I love to know this about everyone, that we have our own original plans of what we want, but so much changes, especially during the first year of college. So tell me about your first goals with school. I know you went to SJSU. Tell me how that was at first, your first year being a freshman.
When I went to San Jose State, it was pretty interesting. It was such a shock, a different, I don't know how to put it into words because it was so different to what we've been used to when we went to high school. Such a big school, a lot of different people with different backgrounds. And in high school, I've always been known to be smart, top of the class, such a great athlete. And then I come to this school where I'm mediocre in my studies, especially since I majored in civil engineering. There's so many people that I met that were so smart. I was wow, how can I compete with them? And then I was also on the cross country and track team at San Jose State, which was a dream come true to me. But I didn't really know, I guess, the reality into what it will be like to be a Division I athlete until I was there. And I guess it wasn't something meant to me until I experienced it. So I guess that's how I could put my freshman year into it. It was pretty fun. It was great to have these new experiences, but I also was able to learn a lot in such a short amount of time.
How hard is it to have a major in civil engineering and also being an athlete as well? How do you manage your time?
Well, I don't go to San Jose State anymore. Now I go to a small private school in Memphis, Tennessee. But when I was at San Jose State, it was pretty tough to balance the student and athlete life because when I was coming on, the coach said that engineering was probably going to be not the best choice to major in because I won't really have that much time. But I always wanted to do engineering, so I was I'll just make it work. I'll just work hard. That's what I always been doing. Always work hard. And I came on the team and started going to class. And usually my schedule was, I'll have morning practice at 9, and then I'll have class. And usually, I remember whenever I finished practice was I don't really have that much time to eat breakfast or shower. I only had a 15-minute break between practice and my first class, and it was such a rush. And I didn't really have that many breaks in between my classes either to get lunch, so sometimes I wouldn't really eat that much during the day. I was always drowning in schoolwork because I had so many assignments to do, and it was just overall really bad for my health. Because of the late nights of studying and then the early mornings and always pushing my body every day at practice to try to be my best in the sport that I love. And it was just I think I sort of lost myself also, like during
Mm.
my first and second year at San Jose State. It was just like so much pressure into like being like the successful, great student athlete that I always like knew myself to be in high school, and trying to put that into college. Like sort of a imposter syndrome was going through me, that I like, because I was the slowest on the team, which is crazy because I was pretty fast in high school. I was the slowest on my college team, and not doing that well in like in school. I was failing these exams and failing these classes, and I was just like, I just didn't understand what was wrong with me, and it just sort of took me to a dark place for a while.
Wow. How were you able to eventually get out of it? Did you just find your own schedule and get used to it? Because I know it's really hard at first, and eventually things get better and things get better. So how did things get better for you?
For a while, things were still pretty hard. I was at San Jose State for my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I was still injured. I got injured during my freshman year, and the coach kicked me off the team because I wasn't providing the results that they wanted. And that really broke my heart, because all I knew to be was a runner and an athlete, like an athlete and a student. And I was just like, okay, like maybe it's a sign from God. Maybe I should try to focus being a student. Maybe I'll like being a student and like stop having the pressures of being a student and an athlete. So I tried that, but I was still unhappy of just going to school and not being able to run, and like I was still doing bad at school. I was like, okay, so obviously the workload wasn't an issue, or like running was an issue towards my education. Like it has to be something else. And during that time, I also met these group of people who were like, they were pretty bad, because I always had like, my friends were like the people on the team, and then since I wasn't on the team anymore, it just felt weird hanging out with them because I wasn't on the team. Like it just felt like I really deserved to hang out with them. So I hang out with this new group of people, and like I remember like drinking alcohol like 4 days a week, which is like a lot. And like I'll come to school, like come to my classes sometimes hungover, because I'll like drink the night before. I was just like, I was pretty much in a dark place. Um and then I just decided, you know what, I don't really like being here. I don't feel happy here. I should just go somewhere else to a new school. And like it was tough because I was still hurt. I wasn't like running or anything, because every time that I ran, it would just hurt. And my grades were just not the best at that moment. And so I was like, maybe it's going to be impossible for me to transfer somewhere else, but like, I'll just give it a try because I know I'm not happy here. And I was pretty lucky to get an offer here at the school that I'm at right now, Christian Brothers University in Memphis, Tennessee, which is like the middle of nowhere compared to like where we're from. And at first, like I was still in my dark place, but I think making that change was what I needed to get out of it, because although I was still in my dark place when I first came here, I got out of it like soon enough, and now I feel pretty happy because I'm actually starting to do better in school now, and my running is doing pretty, like my running career is just great right now too. So I'm pretty happy with the change that I made, even though it's like a big one that I didn't think I will have to make. And it's weird because I always dreamt of going to this big Division I school to like run and go to school, and especially since San Jose State is a top engineering program in the nation, I thought that was like the dream that I wanted to like live, and instead it was like a nightmare. And I came here, and it just kind of shows to me that sometimes you don't really know what you really want until like you go through it. Like sometimes you want to be like rich in a 9-to-5 job, but like once you experience it, you don't really like that, or you want to. It just sort of brings insight into some things, I guess.
Wow. Just listening to you talk, I could already tell this is going to be one of my favorite episodes. Like, That is so amazing. Thank you so much for talking about that. It's crazy because it's a cool thing people listening. It's a cool thing for people to see. Even you, someone who you've been running for most of your life, like I remember you were always such an incredible runner and you had the most amazing grades. And even someone like you can go through struggles and you really have to go through it and take sacrifices and make choices in order to get to the point where you are now, which is a lot more happier. And that
Yeah.
was really amazing to listen to. Were there any other schools that you're thinking of besides Tennessee, or is Tennessee just like the one for you?
I just knew I didn't want to go to any California schools. I was just like,
Yeah.
like if I go to any California schools, I'll probably like go against San Jose State when it comes to racing because I did get some offers like from East Bay, and then I was like, also I don't want to go to any Division 1 schools just because of like my experience with the training at my old school. It was just a lot on my body, and it broke my body too. So I was like, no Division 1 schools, even though I got some offers from Division 1 schools during my transfer process. And it was funny when I found this school because I was like searching online. I was like, good small schools that have civil engineering, and I saw this school on the list. I was like, you know what? I'll give them a call. And I was like, oh, now I'm here.
Nice. What is a typical day for you, like training wise? Like, how often do you train? What's practice like and your races and your diet too, like things that you eat and stuff?
Let's see. Monday we usually have that day off. Sometimes I go on the bike just to like let some blood flow go through my legs because I don't like being stiff or like lay in bed because I'll feel it the next day. Tuesdays we have workouts at 6 a.m. So it's pretty freezing and cold and dark when we go run. Wednesday it's an easy day, but we still meet at 6 a.m. Thursday it's another workout day, 6 a.m. again. Friday it's an easy day, easy run, but we don't meet, so we could run whenever, which is nice. And then Saturday, like today, it changes. Sometimes we have like a workout in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, but today we had it in the morning. And Sunday, usually we have a long run on that day, but it's going to be an easy run because we have indoor track conference on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're just letting our body rest. And like today, even though we had a workout, it was not like a hard workout. It was just doing some strides, letting the legs get loose and getting them ready for the upcoming competition.
Nice. Define what an easy run is and a long run because I think we have two different definitions. An easy run for me was like 3 miles, I would say, and then a long run around 8. Is that for you or is it a little different?
So like our coach, he tells us like during our easy runs to run between 45 minutes to 65 minutes, I think. I always do the minimum because I'm a mid-distance runner. Sometimes I do 50, sometimes I do 55. And then a long run, that's between 55 minutes to an hour and a half. During the long runs, it mostly depends on how I feel. Like sometimes I'll do the minimum, sometimes I'll do somewhere in between. I never go an hour and a half. That's too long for me. But I guess it just mostly depends on how you feel during that day. But most of the time, I could go to the minimum and feel okay, and I'll run an extra 5 or 10 minutes if that's the case.
Yeah. And as of right now, how fast can you run a mile? I'm just curious.
Let's see. I did race a mile indoor in December, like 6th, and it wasn't my best performance, but I ran in like 5:48 because I have like zero experience running or racing indoor, and it was just I don't know. I know I could go way faster than that, but if I was supposed to race a mile right now, maybe I could run in like 5:25, 5:30. But in my most recent and more reliable mile time, it's 5:48 since that's my official time so far. So yeah.
Holy shit, Sarah. I could only dream of that. That's crazy. Even at my best day, I only did like 7 minutes. Even now, don't even ask me. Oh my God. That's insane. I do want to ask you about how did you first get started into running? Like, when did you start? How old were you? Because I have a vivid memory. I think we had PE together in middle school, either seventh or eighth. And I just remember you were always a great runner, even at that age. So when exactly did you start running and when did you fall in love with it?
Um, it's such a funny story. I actually love telling this story. Um, so I always played soccer when I was little, and then I think fifth or sixth grade I stopped playing it so I could focus on school because I was doing bad in school. And then, but my siblings, my sister and brother, were doing cross country and track in high school and college. And I was in sixth grade, and all of a sudden, like, they took me out of bed, put me in the car, and we went to Toro Park in Salinas. And they're like, okay, Sarah, put this on, put these shoes on, you're going to run this cross country race. And it was like the middle school 2 mile at Early Bird. I was like, oh, what? Then I raced it. I think I ran in like 1940, 1930s, somewhere like that. And I think that was the only race that like I ever stopped and walked, because it was like I never did any training, never ran before. I was just like, what am I doing here? And then I think I really liked it, and I was just like, you know what, I really like this. I'll go to the middle school practices and stuff, and went to the middle school practices, and then when cross country season was over, I was like, so when does it start again? That's when I asked my siblings. They're like, well, until fall next year, but you can do track, which is in the spring. I was like, okay, I'll do that. And then I started doing that. I think mostly in middle school, it was just like fun for me. Like, I just really enjoyed it and stuff. And then once I got into high school, that's when I started to get more serious about running faster and getting good. And now I'm here.
Wow. What are some of your favorite races that you've done? Either high school? Yeah, what are some of your favorite races from high school and some of your favorite races like in college?
Let's see. I think most of my favorite races in high school were like in my senior year, just because I was mostly in track, because I was setting a lot of personal best during that time, because like I was getting older, starting to train my body, getting to know my body better. But I think there was this one race my freshman year for cross country. Like I finished, I think, within the top 10 in the league, and it was pretty amazing because like it was like the best position or place I ever placed in a cross country meet, and it was like right before I started having hip issues, so it was like the last time I ran like a race without hip pain. And yeah, and then track my freshman year, I won the JV junior varsity mile 800, got second in the 3200, which is the 2 mile, and then ran a leg in the 4x4, which we placed, I think, fourth, but we were so close to getting third. And it was just like, it was just amazing. And I was just like, wow. I was like, damn, I was beating all these people and stuff. But it was JV. Like, I was always racing varsity, and that was like my first time racing JV to like get points or something. And also I was a freshman, so like usually Cushy Bar didn't put like freshmen in the varsity championships. Like, you always put the freshmen into the JV championships. So I was like, okay, cool. And then senior year, I think I'm more of a track person, so I don't really have that many favorite cross country races. But when we went to CCS Top 8 in Los Gatos, California, I don't know why I had to say California, since I'm so used to being Memphis, Tennessee. I always say California whenever I talk about a place. But in Los Gatos, which is close to San Jose, I qualified to run the 800, which is like, in that race they take like the top athletes in the section to race. And I was pretty excited for that race. And like, 800 is basically 2 laps around the track, and I was sitting last in the first lap, and then in the last lap, that's when I started to go. I finished second in my heat, which is whenever I see that video, it's so crazy because like you just see me passing girls, like from the person who was like sitting last when there was one lap to go, and then all of a sudden she's starting to pass all these people and was so close to winning. Like, and I ran a personal best of like 2:22, and it was so emotional because I remember before Jackie passed away, Miss Henderson, like we made it a goal for me to like I told her like I really want to go on the school record board, and like she's like, okay, we'll train hard to like make you go on the school record board. And running that time like put me on the school record board, and like after the race I started crying. I was like saying like I did it for Jackie, and it was just like so emotional. I think that one was like one of my like most emotional races ever, and it was just great, I guess.
Yeah, it makes me emotional, you talking about it. Do you ever think about her in your, even today, like during your races and stuff? Because I remember at first when I was still running, I'd always thinking about her, and she'd always give me like this adrenaline or this push also. Do you ever think about her when you're running?
I thought a lot about her like right after she passed, during my senior year of high school. Like I always thought about her like almost all the time, mostly like whenever like I was like doing my runs or like in my races and stuff. And like now, like I do think about her like daily, but not as often as I used to. But I still think about her like when I do my races. I still dedicate my races to her. Like just like hearing her voice in my head is like what really pushes me to like keep going, I guess. Whenever I feel tired in a race, like I just play like that voice, her voice in my head, and just motivates me to kick it and like give it all I got, which is why I'm doing it for her. Is my races, why I run hard is for her.
Yeah, so. It's such a beautiful thing. Yeah, I miss her. I do want to say there was something. Do you remember one time when, I don't know why I thought I could do it, but I texted you if you wanted to run, and we met at the high school like on a Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And we met on a Saturday, and I'm like, what did I just get myself into? So I ran with you. I think I made it with you almost 3 miles. I think barely to the barn, and then we ran back. But I'm like I almost died running next to you, and I cannot believe I actually did that. But I'm actually happy for it. But yeah, I was like, Sarah, you got to run with people more up your alley because I cannot keep up with you. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like I have such a horrible memory, but like I not distinctly, but like I remember bits and pieces. Like I remember you asking, I remember you like us, but I don't remember the rest of it. Like I have a horrible memory, but I remember meeting you at the high school and like we just started running.
Some of my favorite races, I think my all-time favorite race, I mean, I got tired of Toro Park, but I like Toro Park because we ran there so often. So I try to push myself every time, like, oh, this is where I stopped last time, I cannot stop. Oh, this is where I slowed down, I gotta keep going. So there were like bits and pieces of each part of the race where I pushed myself. So Toro Park is one of my favorites. And then Natividad Creek Park, that is I think my all-time favorite race. That's the first race I ever ran, I think when I was a sophomore, junior, where I didn't stop. And even after I tripped and fell in the tunnel, it's so dark. Those boys are so crazy. Like I tripped and died. But every time I've ran there, I've never stopped, and it's my favorite race I've ever done. My least favorite race, I got to Mount Sac, never doing that again, torture, and in the heat, get out of here. And the second one is Crystal Springs. I cannot think of which one is worse. I died.
I hate Crystal Springs.
And they're both so hot, and those hills are so steep and terrible. So those are my two favorite. Do you have any locations that are your favorites or least favorites?
Crystal Springs is definitely my least favorite. That always hurt my hips a lot during those hills. Like I can never run fast on like that course. Let's see. I think it's hard to pick a favorite cross-country course. Maybe Westmore, that one like race that we did in San Francisco.
San Fran, yeah.
I like that one because like I got a medal and I ran pretty fast. Since it was like a 2.5 mile race instead of a usual 5K 3 mile race, and Uh, I think the Tuesday Park just because like it's such a fun course. It's also a fast course too. Like I always ran like my best times on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And although Mount Sac is like miserable and suffering, I still like that course just because it's a it's a really tough course. But like once you run it, like you just feel like amazing and proud of yourself that you were able to go like able to run this course that like so many people like walk. Like I know some people who like run fast times. Sometimes like they stop and walk because like the hills on that course is like just tough.
Yeah, I was really proud of myself because the first time I ran that, I think I was either freshman or sophomore, and I tripped in the first one. I've fallen so many times, but that one I legit fell, and I was bleeding, and I had to just jog. I was pulled out within the first mile, so I, like it's whatever's like I got pulled out whatever, and then I came back. I think either when I was a junior, I think, and I actually ran the whole entire course without getting pulled out, but I got last place. But I didn't count it as last place because I didn't get pulled out. A bunch of dudes got pulled out. I still made it, and I still got last place. And I wanted to die. And I remember, this is probably TMI, but I had a shit so bad, and I went to the bathroom, and there was this long-ass line, and I could not use the bathroom. And I'm like, my race is starting in like 30 minutes, and I'm not going to be able to make it. So I had to hold it for 3 miles in the heat. It was so bad, and I had the tights. Everything was so tight on me, and I was dying. But I still was able to run 3 miles at Mount Sac.
Yeah, never hold your shit before a race. It just comes with the worst outcomes after.
Yeah, and I would always plan it before. I'm like, okay, I cannot eat anything crazy tonight because in the morning I got a race. And then I wake up the next morning, I'm like, this banana might be too much. And I don't know. I always had to plan what I ate because I would like, it'd screw with me during the race.
Yeah, I think like food, like that's how I think too. Like competitions and food, like I'm like, okay, I have to make sure I don't eat something that will make me shit tomorrow. But like no matter what I eat, like I still have to like go take a shit just because like I'm nervous. Like I think at this point it doesn't really matter what I eat if it's like healthy or not, and like it's not gonna help my stomach. I just know I have to like shit before my races because like I just get so nervous and anxious.
I love that we're just talking about shit. I love this.
I know.
My favorite episode. Okay, moving on. I know we talked about this before we started, but your haircut. Explain to people why you decided to cut your hair, because I love it. I think it's really cool, and I think it's nice to have change. Like, there's a lot of people who it's been so long and they look the same or act the same, and I think it's cool to change. I'm always evolving and changing, and cutting hair is a great thing, so tell people why you decided to cut your hair.
Well, I always wanted to cut it short since COVID started because I kept on seeing these like TikToks and videos of like people doing those buzz cuts when quarantine started. I was like, you know what? I want to do that, but I just never built up the courage to cut my own hair or like cut it short. And I guess over the break, I told myself like, okay, I'm going to cut my hair. Like, I'm going to do it. Like if I never do it, like if I don't do it now, I'll probably never do it again. Or like it's just hair. That's what I told myself. It's just hair. Like it'll grow back. Like if I don't like it, it's fine. Like it'll grow back. It'll probably be back how it used to be in like in 1 year. So I cut it, and then like once I cut it, it's funny because I cut in my own hair. Like I just grabbed a pair of scissors, put like my hair in like a ponytail, and just cut it all off. I was like, damn, this looks good. And then I think my family did not appreciate that because they're like, Sarah, why did you do that? Like, well, they said in Spanish, but they're like, Sarah, why did you do that? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why did you go to a hairdresser? I'm like, well, I always wanted to cut my hair by myself. Like, it's always been like a, bucket list thing. They're like, but like, you should go into like a hairstylist. I was like, no, because I'll contradict my bucket list. And yeah.
I've done all of that. Like I've shaved my head. I did a whole video about it. Growing up, I've had designs on the side of my head. I've bleached my hair, dyed my hair. I've had a mohawk. I've had spiky hair, long hair to the side, gel. Hair is something that I could care less about, especially if it's mine. I don't care. It always grows back so fast. Like,
Mhm.
I've had this hair for like a year. You know, some people have their hair for their whole lives. I'm like, I've had this for a year because I was bald last year. So this hair is something to me that it's you could go creative with it, and it kind of expresses like how you're feeling and how life is going, right?
I don't know. I just wanted to cut it. I was like, like I feel like I'll rock short hair, and I am. So
That's super cool. Oh, someone just texted me. Oh, that's gonna make it. My ringtone is I don't know if you've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, but when he's getting a wax,
no.
he screams, ah, Kelly Clarkson. And that's my ringtone, and it's going to make it on the podcast. That's hilarious. I want to ask you, do you have any goals that you're trying to achieve right now? Or, like, are you graduating soon? Or what's like, your main goal in life that you're trying to achieve?
Well, this semester, let's start off with that. I'm trying to stay on top of my work because I notice since I got to college, like I'm always stressed when I do my assignments because they're like due, and like I stay up not like all night, but I stay up late doing my assignments, and like I just feel tired. I don't feel like I'm getting enough rest. Like I feel like I have no time. But like I noticed it's because I'm not being productive. Like I guess over the break I made sure to change my mentality that I have to, like, if I'm doing something I have to make sure it's productive. Like, because if I'm just staring at my phone, I'm not being productive. I'm just like wasting time, and that's why I guess stressed out with my assignments. And so far I've been able to keep up with my work and submit it on time and not feel that much stress. I've been getting enough sleep. So far that mentality that I built up for this semester has been working, and my grades so far have been pretty good. Well, school started like
Hi.
we've been in school for like a month.
1 second, Sarah. We got a package.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Can I get your first and last name?
Yoel Sanchez?
Yoel Sanchez?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna keep it on a podcast. I'm not gonna edit it out.
Okay.
Okay, you were saying?
Oh yeah. So even though we've been in school for a month, like my grades have been pretty good. So that's a high five to myself, a little pat on the back. And yeah, I guess that's one goal that I have for school this semester is to stay on top of my schoolwork, get good grades, and then for running, it's been a pretty tough journey because I did had a great running career in high school, and then I came to college and kept on getting hurt, and then when I transferred, I still couldn't run because I couldn't even run for a mile because it hurt so bad. And like now, I guess it's mostly patience. Like I've been trying to, like I think COVID was pretty helpful to me. Like when everything was canceled, because it helped me heal, try to get better, get healthy. And now, like I ran my best 5K time ever during this past cross country season. Like I never broke 20 minutes in high school, and then like I ran 19:54, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I never ran under 20 minutes for 5K, and I did it, especially after taking like 2 to 3 years off of running due to like my injuries. And I just thought I'll never be able to get back to how I used to be, like the shape that I used to be in high school. And I broke 20 minutes in a 5K during cross. And so I guess my goal now for this track season is to run under 220, because my best 800 meter time is 219, which I ran in high school. And so far, we're in indoor track season, and I ran 800 so far. My first 800 was a 226, and like it was kind of crazy because last year when I was still feeling pain when I ran, like my best time was a 229, which was kind of depressing because I always ran like a 229 just to like win a race against competition in high school, like just like an easy win. And like I was like dying running a 229, and then like I ran the 226 this year, and like I didn't feel tired. I was just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm back to my old self. And then the second race I ran at 223, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so close to my goal time to run under 220. And I think just being patient and like having everything canceled because of COVID really helped me during this process, because I always knew I had more in me when I finished my high school running career, because I ran the 219 in like one of my last races in high school, and I was like, I knew I still had more in me to keep running faster, and I'm happy that like I'm starting to get back to where I was, especially after facing a lot of like difficulties, back sets, injuries, and I'm just pretty happy and proud of myself. So just in the process, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just curious. I want to know, how many injuries have you had?
I don't know, because it's let's see, my freshman year of college, like I had like some hip injury right after my first cross country race.
Yeah.
And like that took me out from like September to December, and then I started running again around January. Then I got hurt again around April, and that took me off for like the rest. Yeah, that took me off until last year of March. And like I guess like whenever I ran, like I'll run some days and other days I couldn't run because I got hurt. But like now I've been able to run consistently. Like it's just a lot of, I guess like I have this, not condition, but I have this issue where my muscles like just get so tense that it hurts when I run. So I have to go get like dry needling. I have to go see a chiropractor to release the tension, because no matter if I stretch or roll it out, like it's still gonna hurt. So I have to release some muscle tension. And since I've been going to a chiropractor, it's been really helping with my running and like feeling little to zero pain when I run. So
Sorry. I started choking on my protein shake. I want to ask you, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I always ask all of my guests about their favorite musicians and singers and artists and what kind of music you like to listen to. So I'm just curious. I want to know.
I don't know. It's hard for me to pick a favorite artist, but lately I've been listening to a lot of like indie music. Just like, it's just so calming. Let's see. I don't know. Music is just, I always play music in my headphones whenever I study. I always play music. I can't really think of anything right now.
Can you listen to music when you're running?
Sometimes. Like, I try not to bring my phone when I run because it disrupts my running form, because like it's in my hand and stuff. But yeah. I think I'll probably run with my phone maybe twice a month. Like whenever it's like I have a long run, I have to do it by myself. Because it's a long run, like I'm running for like an hour or so, and like I'm by myself, and like it kind of gets boring when you're running for an hour or more. So.
Do you prefer running like in a track, or like going out and running out, or in a treadmill? Like, what's your preferred way of running?
Ooh, I hate running on a treadmill. That always hurts my hips. It always hurts my hips. I cannot run on a treadmill. I like running on a track when it's like a workout, because it's, I don't know, I can't really run on track because I'm so used to running on a track for like racing or competition. So like that's why like I can only do it like if I'm doing something like a workout or something hard. I guess running out and back is preferable, just because like you just get to enjoy the scenery, get to like see the things around you, and you sort of like lose track of time, I guess, once you run out and back. Like once you run out and then like you have to head back, you're like when you're running back, it feels quicker for some reason. So yeah,
that's cool. And my last question that I have for you is, I've been asking all of my guests this question this season. I just want to know, it's okay if you don't know her, but I would just want to know, what's your favorite Kelly Clarkson song?
Oh, I have one, but I forgot the name. It was just like,
I know you have one. Everyone has one. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if the song's by her, but like, is it like something about like Forget You or something? Like she's just like no, not that one. Like
Forget You, Since You've Been Gone?
Yeah, Since You've Been Gone. That one.
Yes, you got it. Good one. That's one of her most famous songs. And before we finish up, this is the time where I let my guests ask me a question that anything you want to ask me at all. If you have a few questions or one, do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
Yeah, I see that tattoo on your arm. I kind of want to see it more.
This one?
What does it say? Yeah, that one.
This says treat people with kindness.
I like it.
This is actually my newest one. I got it in cursive and a few months ago. But my first tattoo I ever got was this treble clef. It's a little musical note. And then my second one that I got is this whale. How do I turn? There we go. Shocker, right?
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, shocker. I love whales. And I don't know what my next one is going to be. I'm trying to hold off because I have 3 already, and I'm only 22. And
I know, they're so addicting.
You have tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh my God, show me.
I just hide them. Okay, so my first one's on my back. I can't really show you. It's kind of covered. It's my first one was dedicated to Jackie. It's like JH and like an angel wing, and like the symbolism behind that is like she always has my back, and like I don't know, like I just remember like during my races I always like hear like let's go Sarah, and like it just sort of like reminded me like she always has my back. I think my anxiety for races is so bad now compared to high school is because like I remember she always like calmed me down before my races. So now whenever I try to like I'm about to race, I just think about her. I just imagine her calming me down, and like it helps like to calm me down a bit, but I still get a bit anxious. So that's my first one. Let's see. My second one is this one on my finger. It says resilience with a butterfly. That was when I was going through my dark place. Like that was when I decided to transfer. And like I remember somebody, I think it was I forgot, but it was like somebody in my calculus class, senior of high school with Miss Tynan. Like someone told me like I was so resilient because I was like running so fast, and like I was doing it all for Jackie. And like when I was going through my tough time, it's just like I just remembered that like I was going through such a tough time, like I just kept on pushing, and so I got resilience. And like the butterfly is symbolized, like butterfly is like a symbolism for change. So like I guess this tattoo means like I'm staying strong through changes, because when my decision to transfer, it was like such a huge change, and like I just didn't know I was going to be strong enough to do it, and I had resilience for like the changes I was going through. And then I have this one back here. It's a lotus flower. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Yes, I see a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay. Like it's just like a symbolism for like mental health. Yeah. And then I have this one's like so, it's not inappropriate, but like it's like in between my chest, like between my boobs. It's like a snake.
Yeah.
I just thought it was cool.
A snake?
And then,
oh, that's my least favorite animal, Sarah. They scare me.
And then my newest one, I got this one a month ago. It's not finished yet, but it's a dragon tattoo.
Holy shit. No, because that's huge. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But
I was on the table for 3 hours, but still not finished.
But it looks badass. That looks so cool.
I know, it was worth it.
Wait, you explained the significance about your tattoos. I didn't get to explain mine. So my first one, the treble clef.
Yeah.
So it's music. I love music. I think everyone knows that. I love to sing, and it's my favorite thing to do, and it saved my life. So I knew my first tattoo had to be something that means so much to me. So I knew it had to be music related. So yeah, I got the treble clef. So when you play piano, there's the treble clef and the bass clef. So when you see this one, it's going to show you what you're going to be playing with your right hand on the piano. And then the bass clef, which is more kind of like a 6, it shows where you're going to play with your left hand. So I knew I got that one. And then my second one, the whale. I don't know how to turn my arm so you can see it, but you already saw it. So the whale, his name is Mateo. A whale is my favorite animal. It's always been. I think they're so amazing, and they represent peace and just go with the flow and live life. And I feel like that's very me. That's what I do. I'm very peaceful, and I just like to whatever life throws at me, then I'll take it and I'll just go with it. Again, another package. You have got to be kidding me. No way. You have to be joking.
You guys are popping off today.
Okay, he put it in the mailbox. He's not coming in. Thank God.
Okay.
So, yeah, a whale is my favorite animal. I also love hippos just as much, but I don't think I could get a hippo tattoo. So I just went with the whale. It's like a little sketch version. And then the treat people with kindness. This one was very unexpected. I went with Brianna to get her first tattoo. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to be there with you. So, like, I might as well just... So I was thinking of other ideas, and I've always loved treat people with kindness. It wasn't just the Harry Styles thing. It was more like I just love that term, just being nice to people at all times, no matter what kind of person they are. So that's what I go by, treat people with kindness, and that's my favorite thing. And then seeing your tattoo, resilience, it reminded me of I always wanted to get one word that meant so much to me. And I don't know if it's going to be breathe, because I feel like I always tell myself, just breathe, just breathe. Like, it's going to be fun at the end, so remember to breathe. Either breathe or youth. I've always loved the word youth, not because of, like, the age thing. Youth is more like my youthfulness inside that no one could ever take from me, no matter how old I am. I'm always going to have that youthfulness, the hopefulness, and the drive to keep going. So either one of those two, or maybe both. We'll see. So those are what my tattoos mean. I always wanted it to mean something. I never wanted something random like a hamburger, and I don't know, because people have those random tattoos. They're like, oh yeah, I got this in Vegas. It's like a French fry. I don't know. So yeah, but that's all I have for you. I don't know if you had another question besides the tattoos.
I don't think so.
Oh, my voice is dry. Fuck. But well, that's all I have for you. Thank you once again for coming on Confabulate. I really appreciate it, and thank you for, again, being patient, and we finally did this. And so yeah, thank you so much, Sarah.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you guys so much for listening to Confabulate. I really appreciate it. Thank you once again to Sarah, and I'll see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Bye!